Hey, today we are at one of the premier lakefront communities here on Lake Keowee called the Cliffs at Lake Keowee, and we're going to be filming some different sections of the cliffs because with these communities you have the cliffs at Keowee Vineyards, you have the cliffs at Keowee Falls North, you have the cliffs at Keowee Falls South, and you also have the cliffs at Keowee Springs. Now where we're going today is called the cliffs at Keowee Falls North, and right across the entryway from where we just came in is the cliffs at Keowee Falls South. So this community, Cliffs at Keowee Falls North, is located just off of Highway 11 on the north end of Lake Keowee. Now the section that we're going through here, there's no amenities on this side of the cliffs at Keowee Falls North. Your course, where you'd be going to play golf, clubhouse, is going to be right across the street there at the cliffs at Keowee Falls South, okay? So no amenities over here on this side. A lot of conservation area on this side of the cliffs Keowee Falls North. And as we're going through this first little section, when you come through the Falls North gate, we've got right around I believe we're looking right around 33 home sites total in this little section here that we're going through right now in the Cliffs Falls Parkway. Now most of these 33 or so lots that are here are interior lots, which are going to be on the left hand side of the road, and then we've got about 7 or 8 waterfront lots that'll be on the water, which will be coming up here to the right. Now what I'm doing today is I'm just giving you an overall, just a general feel of the ride through the community. I've already filmed those waterfront lots and houses, and they're already right there on the screen for you to look at. Just click the link there to pull up those and look at those from the water, okay? But this just kind of gives you a feel of the natural feel of going through the Falls North. Like I said, very little home sites here. Most of those that are here, like I said, less than 33 or so. Most of those are interior, a few waterfronts, but a lot of conservation area as we headed through Falls North here today. So it's pretty scenic through here. So real nice, gives you a real nice feel, a lot of hardwood trees, nice road system. And when you're on this side of the Falls North, I mean, you can be right across the street and be at the Keowee Town Market, down at the clubhouse for the Falls South, which will be your home course, basically in 5 to 10 minutes tops. So just a nice little ride over to Falls South to get to your amenities. So as we come through the community, this road will actually dead end into a road called Turtlehead. And then we're going to go through that gate here in just a few minutes, and we're going to go over to the Cliffs at Keowee Falls East section and let you get a feel for there. But this ride through here this morning just gives you a good overall feel of the Falls North, the topography, the road system, and just what kind of natural beauty that we have here in Falls North. So like I said, this north side here at Falls North is gated, as in all the Cliffs communities are. And here in just a moment we'll be coming up on the gate that will privatize the community from Keowee Turtlehead. And Keowee Turtlehead is one of the public access roads running into Turtlehead subdivision in Keowee Bay. Okay. So like I said, we've come through Falls North, and we're going out the back side of Falls North, and we're going to head down to the Cliffs Falls North on the east section, EAST East section. So we're going to go out here to the stoplight, and we're going to, to the stop sign. We're going to take a left, and let's head over to the east section and let you get a feel for that there. Okay, we'll be turning left on Keowee Turtlehead. Okay, what we're going to do today is like I said, we just came out of Falls North, and we're going to go into the east section of the Cliffs. So they're doing a little bit of construction work here this morning. So this is Falls East. So like I said, we came out of the Keowee Falls North backside of the gate. We turned left on Keowee Turtle Head, which actually turns into Old Chapman Bridge. This is where we're going to enter to go down to Falls East. And basically here in Falls East, we're looking at about 31 home sites. About 17 of those are on the water here in Falls East. So we have some interior properties with some mountain and lake views, and then more than half are down here on the water. So we're on Lake Breeze Lane, so if you're able to look at your map there for the cliffs, we're on Lake Breeze Lane. Headed down, basically we're going to kind of dead end into about E5, which is, waterfront lot down here in the east section. So it just kind of meanders all the way down to the lake. And we'll dead end right around E5, E6, E7, E8. Little side road here called High Ridge Way that takes you up to some mountain view and lake view properties. Lakeview Court. That'll take you down to some more waterfront properties here in the east section. Very, very nice back here. Quiet, quaint. Falls North is just, the thing about Falls North, you're a little further out, obviously. To get, drive time from like Falls North into Seneca is going to take you a good 30 minutes. But to actually be back in here is very nice, very private, very quaint. So basically right now we're about E5, E6, E7 on your map. So you got some nice little homes back in here on the water. So he's got some nice, that one's got some great little mountain view there, ridgeline view, open water view. As I mentioned coming in, there was another road that goes down to the water. Let's go ahead and go back and go down it. I believe that's Lakeview Court. So let's turn right here. There's will be some more waterfront properties that'll dead end into the, the street will dead end at the lake. If you're looking for that, more mountain feel, getaway type feel, this north end section here, kind of where we are, surrounded by the Cliffs Falls North, Jocassee Point, Turtle Head, Keowee Bay, Bay Ridge, those type communities, very, very nice. And basically, there's this little side road here that'll kind of go down here and dead end into the lake. Some nice little, waterfront home sites. So this is just one of the waterfront home sites here available here in Falls North. Okay, next we're going to go to the J section, which is the far north point of the cliffs at Keowee Falls North. So we're going to head over to section J. Okay, we're going to turn right here on McKinney Falls Parkway. So let's just kind of regroup here, and let me tell you where we've been so far from the videos that you've been watching. All right, the first video that we watched, coming into the Falls North section of the cliffs, okay? Cliffs, Keowee Falls North. The second video that you just watched was the east section, just a few properties there. And this is basically what I call the west section, because we're going to go through some properties that are interior properties here on this side. Most of this road that we're on right now, most of this is conservancy area. So you won't have a whole lot of building, not many home sites here on the west section, probably less than about 20 total that are interior. Now this road will lead you all the way to Jocassee Point Road, which will take us out to the furthest point of the Falls North, which is going to be the J section. So that's kind of where we're heading right now as we're going out this way. Okay. Now, as you come into this part, headed out to Jocassee Point Road, and I'll show you more in a minute when we get out in that area. There's a couple of different ways that you could go out to the J section. Obviously, you could go the same way that we're going right now, coming through the Falls North Gate at Highway 11 and coming out and taking these interior gates out to Jocassee Point Road. Our second option would be if you're coming from maybe Atlanta, you'd come up from Highway 11 heading north and come up through Devil's Fork State Park through another private Cliffs gate that will take you out to Jocassee Point Road. So now when you get out to Jocassee Point, where we're heading now, that's going to be the furthest point out, and I'll talk about that here more in just a minute. But this kind of drive through this little west section here is kind of like the first drive coming in off the main gate off Highway 11. A lot of conservancy area, not many houses, just a nice scenic drive. As you can see, great road system, great place to get out here and walk if you're a member, to walk through these different sections of the cliffs. Topography is not too bad, so it's a real good place to walk and exercise also. Just a lovely, lovely part of the north end of Lake Keowee. Jim Anthony did a great job when he developed this section of the cliffs to kind of keep a lot of it natural, put it into that conservancy area where you don't have a lot of homes. So I really applaud him for his vision for doing that when he started the cliffs. Okay, here we are. I was talking about, like, if you were coming from Atlanta, you might want to come into the up through Devil's Fork State Park. So basically, if you would have take the left fork here, that's going to take you out to another gate, which is just right up there. I'm not sure if you can just go ahead and look at this for just a moment. All right. If you were to go left here, that would take you back out to Devil's Fork State Park, because that's the private gate coming into the J section here at the cliffs, okay? But we're not going to go out that way. We're going to go ahead and go down to the cliffs J section. So let's go ahead and head this way. Now, as mentioned, this is going to be the furthest point out of the cliffs. Now, you're talking back into town for shopping from here, you're going to be looking at about 45 minutes basically to go back into Seneca. Got a couple different options though, as far if you're on the north end up here where we are. The Keowee Town Market is open, allows you to go in there and buy food and groceries, so that's good. So pretty much carry all the staple products that you might need. And then you also have the Jocassee Outdoor Center. They carry some staple products there also. So you're up here on the north end of the lake, but yet you're not that remote up here. But I tell you though, the feel of this north end of the lake is just fantastic. I mean, I love it out through here. It really feels like, hey, you're getting out to a real mountain feel property. Okay, let's talk a little bit more about the J section here. Got about 55 total lots, and most of these here on the water. Got some little different side streets that you'll go down here in the J section. But this is just to give you an overall feel of the community up here on the north end of the lake. Okay. Kind of windy out through here. I mean, years ago I used to come up through here and this was all just an old dirt and slightly graveled road, and it felt like you were in the middle of nowhere back then. Of course, there was hardly nothing. That was back in the in the late 80s, basically. Nice little home there. Should say nice large home there. So we're really kind of entering the J section here on Jocassee Point Road. Like I said, windy and curvy, but hey, mountain property, what do you expect, right? Now we're passing right now just a couple little properties here headed out toward Jocassee Point, which is another little separate subdivision out through here, which is going to be on the right as you're headed out to the J section. Basically right now we're in the J section of the cliffs, okay? Still on Jocassee Point Road. Got some home sites off to the left. Got some streets that'll turn off Jocassee Point Road. And of course this road will dead end down at Jocassee Point or Camp Jocassee Point. Now here's Kingfisher Lane. Got some waterfront properties down here to the left. Ivoryville, which is another street with waterfront properties. We're really battling the sun this morning, so sorry about that, but hopefully you're still getting a good feel for the neighborhood itself. Right now we're about J20. J21 is where we are right now if you're looking on your map as we're going down the road, just as reference points. All right, now here, if we kept going straight, we're going to go to the old Camp Jocassee Point, okay? But the J section is going to turn here on Peregrine Trail before it dead ends. So let's go up this road here. Pintail Court on your left that we just passed. And these will take us up to some more elevated properties. We're about J35 as we're going through here. It's Red Wing Lane, and basically the neighborhood is going to dead end back here at about I think it's J43, 42, 43 at the end of the cul-de-sac here. Okay. Yep, J43, J44. Okay, just some great properties here at the north end of the cliffs at Keowee Falls North in the J section.